Hi, welcome back to the second instalment of the Omeka Basics course from Swansea Digital Humanities. Today I'm going to show you how to add an image as an asset and then how to get that into your page. On the left hand side of the page you can see you've got a lot of options. You probably won't have quite as many in your view. We don't go directly into any of these ones in the little darker navy box. We go straight down to resources and we go into items or item sets. Item sets are basically folders that you keep your items in, and it's an easy way to manage permissions and also to find resources. So we're just going to create an item set quickly. Select a template. I'm going to do that because we're just making a basic set. And the title I'm just going to use is Training Resources Omeka Basics Course. And then in advanced, we don't need to do that. I am just going to save. So there you go. That's nice and easy. You can see I'm listed as the owner of that folder basically, and in later lessons we will get into slightly more complex things to do with the item sets, but for now that's all you need to know. So we'll pop back up to items on this left hand menu, and you can see there's an awful lot of images here. You might not be able to see all of them, but we're going to add some of our own. So if we click on add new item up here in the right hand side, you don't need to select a template, but if you want to select a class, we're going to select image. You can see that it does give you the option to add a data set or a moving image or even a piece of software. It really does have everything, but for now let's just worry about images. So for the title I'm just going to put example 1. Once again, I'm sure your content will be much more interesting. For the description, this is a really good place to be more accessible because you can try and put in some alt text. So I'm just going to put, because I know what I'm going to use, I'm going to put black and white stock image of a handshake. But yeah, it's good practice to have that in there because then it can be used as alt text or screen readers for people who are visually impaired but using the website. Now we're going to pop into media, because a resource can have many different formats of media. You know, you could have an image, you could have a video, you could have any number of things, but we're just going to upload an image. So pick a title for the image. The title for the image will just be example 1. Keep it nice and simple, and then choose file. And it will open the standard dialog box that opens whenever you add an image to anything. So I'm just going to pick my little bit of clip art, and then in item sets I'm going to go to the ones that I own on this right hand side, and you can see training resources is there, so I'm just going to click on that. So now that's associated with that set and now belongs in that folder. I can also add it to sites. I can add it to the training course here, which is great. You can restrict how many people have access to use your image by making sure some of these sites can't use it, basically. So say you're working with something that's sort of restricted rights-wise, there are loads of applications for why that would be helpful. And the same with the advanced stuff is more to do with if we're doing side loads or mapping or bulk uploads. But for now, all you have to worry about is getting this information in and making sure your media actually goes in, and then add up in the top right. And it's taking its time, but there it is. Lovely. So now if I go back into items, you can see that is there at the top as one of the collection that we now have in the catalogue in our Omeka collections. So how do we get that onto your site? We go back, we navigate into your site, which we're using the training course one, obviously. And then in your pages, we'll go into welcome, because that doesn't have much content yet. Now, there are a few different ways that you can add the image. Item showcase is good if you've got multiple images that you want to upload together. I'm just going to do media embed, which is probably what you would generally use if you've only got one image at a time to add. You can choose whether the thumbnail on the page is going to be large, medium, whether you want it to make it square, or a new size that we've just added, which is medium large, which is sort of halfway in between. I'm just going to go with large. You can choose whether it says the title of the item or no title. I'm going to go with no title, only because my title is not very descriptive. If your title gave some extra information that really sort of added to the image, say the image was a figure in an essay, then you would want to include that, but right now we don't need to. And you can also choose whether it goes to the left or the right of the page, or whether you want it centered in the page. I'm going to center it for now. Now we add attachment, and because we've associated this with the site already, we can just click on the image, and here it is. You can add your own caption. So I'll add a caption, just this is the first image on our training site. And you can see you do get some limited options to format that, including the option to make a hyperlink if you want to. The big mistake that I have made many a time, and that people often make, is if you just press save now, the image will not save to the page. You have to go right down here and press apply changes, and now it's part of the page, and now you can save. But I have done that a million times, so just make sure you don't do that. So now we're going to press view, and you can see what it looks like on the page. I mean, large means large. That's huge. So I'm going to go back, fiddle around with the settings, and we can see what medium looks like. Save. There we go. That's much better, isn't it? Medium. And yeah, you can fiddle around with the alignment, which is especially good if you've got a document like the centenary essays that we worked on, where they had an awful lot of text that was broken up with images. Sometimes it's nice to be able to sort of alternate, like left here, right here, breaks the text up and just looks nicer to the eye. So yeah, that is it. That's how you add an image, and then how you get the image onto your page. I really would encourage you, when you're adding it as an item, to put as much metadata as you can in there. It's good practice. Like I said, for accessibility, it's really helpful. And also, if you're doing this as part of an online exhibition or a representation of an archive, it is really good to get sort of the provenance, the rights holder, all that stuff in there. And you do have the option to have fields for all of that stuff. We only added a few, just this example, but you can. I'll just show you actually. If I open edit, you can add like so many Dublin core fields. You can add sort of date copyrighted, date issued, format, rights holder. It's really, really helpful, and obviously as an imprint of collections.swansea, we would encourage you to do that. So I hope that's been helpful. If there's any other information you want, the email address is on the graphic at the start of the video, and next time we will cover something else. So thank you very much again for joining me, and I will be back. Thank you.